Oh no, I came to check because it was getting rowdy. Looks like all three brothers were taken out. A towering figure stands in the doorway, casting a long shadow. His bald head glistens under the dim light as he clenches his fist, ready for action. As the bald figure steps forward, the ground underneath seems to shudder at his intimidating presence. His face is a picture of rage, with electric-like energy crackling around him. His red eyes pierce through the darkness like laser beams. By a little rat, the hooded figure, with striking icy blue eyes, identifies the intimidating man as Humphrey, the Hector Group's executive. With a growing sense of urgency, the hooded figure thinks, "I need to get out of here." A swift movement as the hooded figure dashes forward, the air crackling with tension. A fist clenched tight, ready to deliver a powerful blow. The hooded figure's punch connects with Humphrey, but the impact seems to have no effect. He won't budge. Dodge this. The hooded figure's eyes widen in surprise as Humphrey remains unfazed by the attack. The bald fighter swings a fierce punch, aimed directly at his opponent. The motion is so fast it creates a sonic boom effect, emphasizing the sheer power behind the attack. The white-haired opponent dodges skillfully, their reflexes on full display as they maneuver out of harm's way. The tension in the air is palpable as the battle intensifies. With a determined look, the white-haired fighter observes the bald man's movements, realizing just how quick and dangerous he truly is. The bald man, unfazed, acknowledges his opponent's speed with a smirk, suggesting this fight is just getting started. The white-haired fighter's internal monologue reveals a mix of admiration and caution, recognizing the bald man as a formidable adversary. The bald fighter launches another attack, his body a blur as he closes the gap between them with incredible swiftness. The white-haired fighter stands ready, eyes sharp and focused, anticipating the next. The scene opens with a mysterious hooded figure, their face obscured, as they brace themselves against an unseen force. The atmosphere is tense, like the calm before a storm. As the hooded figure stands their ground, a thought bubbles up. I instinctively know. This cryptic insight hints at an inner power or knowledge, setting the stage for what's to come. Suddenly, the scene shifts to an alleyway clash. The hooded figure is in motion, deftly evading attacks from two bald opponents who seem to have some beef with them. The bald adversaries strike with precision, but our cloaked hero dances through their attacks, narrowly avoiding a direct hit. The tension mounts as one of the bald foes charges with a fierce punch, their face a mask of determination, seemingly aiming to knock the hooded figure out cold. The hooded figure, with agility reminiscent of a cat on caffeine, ducks under the swing, evading what could have been a devastating blow. A realization hits the hooded figure like a ton of bricks. I can't win against him head-on. This moment of introspection reveals a tactical mind at work, analyzing the situation mid-battle. One of the bald opponents makes another aggressive move, their intent clear as day. The hooded figure prepares, muscles coiled like a spring, ready to counter. Our hooded protagonist, now revealed with striking silver hair and intense eyes, prepares to make a strategic move. They seem to have a plan in mind. The determination in the silver-haired figure's eyes says it all. With a steely gaze, they think, then, indicating a plan is forming. One of the bald men, emanating a powerful aura, gears up for another attack. The energy around him suggests he's not just any street thug. The silver-haired hero makes a quick decision. He'll go for his gaps, a tactical choice to exploit the weak points in the opponent's defense. A fist is thrown with lightning speed, the force behind it enough to make you wince just watching. In a surprise move, the silver-haired figure delivers a powerful punch to one of the bald opponents, catching him off guard. The punch lands with a flash, showcasing the hero's strength and speed. In a mesmerizing scene under a cosmic night sky, a mysterious figure with silver hair and determined eyes conjures fiery energy in their hand, preparing for a supernatural showdown. The fiery energy blazes brightly as the mysterious figure channels their power into their palm, ready to unleash it in a fierce confrontation. With a swift motion, the figure unleashes a blazing punch, the flames swirling around their hand, aiming at an unseen adversary. A sudden impact. The fiery punch makes contact, sending shockwaves through the air as the mysterious figure's attack lands with force. The bald man, caught off guard by the fiery assault, reacts with a pained grunt. sweat trickling down his brow as he processes the unexpected turn of events. With a startled expression, the bald man lets out a gasp, his eyes wide with disbelief as he clutches his chest, struggling to regain composure. Alone in the aftermath, the bald man is left standing in the dimly lit corridor, clutching his chest and realizing with frustration that his opponent has vanished. A swirl of shadows and a whisper of wind signal the mysterious figure's disappearance, leaving the bald man muttering in frustration, "I lost him." A blank slate, a moment of calm before the storm, as the scene shifts to a new chapter, setting the stage for the continuation of this supernatural saga. The narrative shifts, heralding the arrival of a new chapter as unseen forces continue their pursuit under the ominous cloak of night. Voices echo in the dark, discussing the recent battle. "He fought Humphrey just now, so he can't have gone far." Urgency fills the air as the command to find him rings out, the search for the elusive combatant intensifying. Amidst the shadows and whispers, the pursuit continues. Under the dim lights, a squad of uniformed men is scouring the warehouse. Their leader, with a commanding presence, orders them to search over there. In a tense standoff, a mysterious hooded figure, standing behind a fence, whispers to themselves in fear, "They're going to find me." As the hooded figure clutches the fence, the tension builds. Their thoughts remain unspoken, but their body language screams apprehension. Amidst the dark atmosphere, a signal flare goes off, catching everyone's attention. A leader points toward the entrance, rallying his team with urgency. Near the entrance, the determination is palpable as one of the searchers shouts, "Damned brat, it'll kill him." The hooded figure, now on the run, can hear the shouts behind them. "Chase him," echoes as the pursuit heats up. The hooded figure pushes through the rain and foliage, reflecting, "I've looted the infamous Hector Group's warehouse," as they continue their escape. With each step, the hooded figure knows the stakes are high. "They'll kill me if they find me." Their heart pounds as they run. The chase continues through the dense forest. The hooded figure is driven by urgency and adrenaline. Despite the danger, the hooded figure is clear-headed. "I'm not afraid of dying," they think, pushing forward. Running with determination, the hooded figure knows there's more at stake. But if I'm gone, their thoughts trail off. The hooded figure's mind focuses on those depending on them. Those kids won't last long. Their resolve is unwavering, even in the face of danger. A cheerful moment captured in time, where a group of friends beam at the camera, standing in what looks like a cave. The image carries a nostalgic charm, but the blurred faces hint at a hidden story. In the midst of a rain-soaked night, a young man with striking white hair is lost in thought. His mind is weighed down by the burden of a debt he cannot repay. The rain mirrors his somber mood, each drop a reminder of his predicament. A sudden shout pierces the rain-soaked silence. "Hez here!" The hunt is on, and the tension is palpable. Our protagonist, the white-haired young man, is in trouble. With urgency in his stride, the white-haired young man makes a run for it. But the relentless pursuit is just a step behind, the rain only adding to the drama. A voice rings out, "Get him!" The chase has heated up, with his pursuers hot on his trail. The young man pushes forward, desperate to escape. His heart pounding, the young man races through the rain, but his efforts seem futile as the shouts of his pursuers grow louder. Suddenly he hits a snag, a dead end. His feet skid to a halt on the rain-slick pavement, realization dawning with a sense of dread. Frustration spills over from his pursuers. "Fucking hell, why is this asshole so quick?" they mutter, their annoyance palpable in the pouring rain. As the rain pours down, the young man stands silhouetted against the dim alley, his pursuers closing in. The walls echo with the patter of rain, each drop a countdown to his capture. "Kid, there's nowhere to run anymore." All right, folks, here we are in a dimly lit alley where one dude, with a knife in hand, is getting all up in another guy's face, demanding him to spill the beans about something he pinched. The atmosphere is as tense as a cat in a room full of rocking chairs. The knife-wielding chap, dressed in blue, is looking like he's about to make good on his threat if answers aren't forthcoming. Talk about a sticky situation. Now we're introduced to a new player in the game. A mysterious character with striking white hair and piercing eyes is on the lookout for someone named Humphrey, but alas, no sign of him yet. The tension ramps up as the words "then" loom ominously. What could possibly happen next? Boom. Enter a hooded figure with hair whiter than a snowstorm and eyes that could cut through steel. They've got an aura of flames swirling around them like they're the main act at a fire show. With a clenched fist blazing with fiery determination, our hooded friend is thinking, I can win. Confidence is key, right? Meanwhile, the knife guy is losing his cool, shouting at our fiery hero. It seems like the tension is about to reach its boiling point. And then, as if on cue, the knife guy charges forward like a bull seeing red. It's about to go down, folks. Things are heating up as our hooded hero dodges and weaves, preparing to unleash a powerful counterattack. With a swift move, our hero lands a punch that sends the knife guy reeling, blood splattering through the air. It's a sight straight out of an action movie. Not backing down, the hooded figure grips the knife guy's arm, ready to serve a dish of whoop-ass. The red glow intensifies, signaling an impending explosion of power. With rage in his voice, the knife guy shouts, "You bastard!" as he struggles against the hooded figure's overwhelming strength. In an epic clash, the hooded hero and the knife guy go at it, fists flying and energy crackling. It's a showdown for the ages. The scene kicks off with an explosive punch, the kind that would make even the Hulk nod in approval. Flames burst around a clenched fist, signaling that this ain't your average street brawl. With a follow-up that would make a pro wrestler proud, the fists keep flying. The sheer power behind each blow is enough to light up the night sky. Enter our dazed fighter in blue, holding his ground despite the onslaught. How is he so strong, he wonders, as a red aura pulses ominously from his hand. A flash of lightning streaks from another contender's hand, adding a shocking twist to the battle. It's clear this fight isn't just about muscle, it's electric. Suddenly, the scene ignites with a luminous glow. Lightning dances wildly, charging the air with energy and anticipation. Enter the mysterious silver-haired warrior, eyes fierce, channeling power that could probably charge your phone in seconds. Their opponent stands in awe, knowing they're up against something extraordinary. A burst of energy erupts, the kind that demands everyone's attention. Letters slash across the scene, emphasizing the raw power in play. With a decisive strike, the white-haired wonder delivers a blow that could probably knock a planet off course. The force is undeniable. As the dust settles, we find one fighter flat on the ground, contemplating their life choices, while the victor stands tall, hooded, and ready for more. Voices echo in the distance, signaling that trouble's not far off. There! I heard noises over there! The cavalry is coming, folks. A lone figure surveys the aftermath, pondering the endless tide of opponents. Clearly, this isn't their first rodeo. Our battle-weary warrior takes him in the dimly lit alley. A mysterious white-haired figure with a hoodie is trying to stay hidden. The atmosphere is thick with tension as they peer around cautiously. Amidst the rain-soaked backdrop, a thought bubble appears. That place, though, suggesting a troubled contemplation of past events or a specific location. Sudden panic ensues as voices in the distance shout, "Damn! Where did he run?" indicating the presence of pursuers hot on the trail of our mysterious figure. The chase intensifies, with the pursuers determined not to lose their target. The rain-slicked ground makes the pursuit even more challenging. As the frantic footsteps echo through the alley, the words, "the footsteps are fading," hint at the gradual loss of the pursuer's trail. The rain continues to pour as the white-haired figure remains hidden, their sharp eyes peering from the shadows, relieved that their hiding spot remains undiscovered. With a sigh of relief, the figure thinks, "They didn't find me in here." It seems the hiding spot among the trash bags has served its purpose well. Resigned to their temporary refuge, the figure decides, "Let's stay here for the night." It's clear they're used to such circumstances. Amidst the rain and trash bags, the white-haired figure sits, clutching a dagger, ready for anything. Their expression is one of determination and a touch of weariness. A thought crosses their mind. If they follow me to the bridge, the kids will be in danger too. This reveals a protective side and a motivation beyond self-preservation. The rain continues its relentless rhythm, a constant companion in this nighttime escape. With a weary sigh, the figure contemplates, when will the rain end today? Highlighting the fatigue and longing for respite from this endless. The scene opens with a blank canvas, setting the stage for what's to come. The next day greets us with moody skies and a sun trying to peek through, giving off some serious post-apocalyptic vibes. Rubble and a desolate environment hint at a place that's seen better days, standing quiet and empty. Our silver-haired protagonist wakes up, rubbing his forehead, looking like he just woke up from a dream he can't quite remember. Realizing he dozed off, he thinks to himself about the unusual situation. I fell asleep. With a sense of urgency, he notes, nobody should be here by now, and swiftly gets up, ready to face whatever comes. As he lands softly, a chilling voice cuts through the air. Found you, making it clear he's not alone. He turns, eyes wide with surprise, and maybe a hint of excitement, ready for what's coming. A shadowy figure stands opposite him, a mysterious presence, cloaked and ominous. A man with a knife lurks in the shadows, poised for what looks like a less-than-friendly encounter. The man, in a blue outfit, thinks it's a good thing he returned, but his confidence might be short-lived. Suddenly, a fiery blast. Our mysterious protagonist, cloaked in shadow, observes his opponent with a dagger in hand. He senses the rage emanating from his foe, noting he's not yet fully recovered himself. Meanwhile, his adversary, with a wild glint in his eye and a weapon of his own, mocks our hero, seemingly unfazed by the tension in the air. Their battle is about to explode as the taunting continues. The adversary, brimming with confidence, acknowledges the sword, setting the stage for an epic showdown. With a sly smile, the foe throws a compliment in his own twisted way at our hero's bravery. As the fight heats up, he declares he won't hold back. And with a ferocious battle cry, the adversary charges forward, his intent crystal clear. It's a clash of titans, each determined to emerge victorious. The attack is relentless, as the foe lunges with everything he's got, but our hero stands his ground, ready for the onslaught. The adversary, with blurred features, charges with a mix of fury and determination, his movement swift and precise. Our hooded hero defends, his dagger poised, as the adversary closes in with fierce momentum. The hooded figure skillfully dodges a powerful strike, the air crackling with energy as the battle rages on. The adversary's face is a mask of intense focus, his eyes burning with determination as he zeroes in on our hero. A mighty swing from the adversary, his blade slicing through the air with deadly intent as the clash reaches a fever pitch. The scene opens up with a young lad who's clearly having a bad hair day, or perhaps it's just the stress. With silver hair that looks like it's been through a wind tunnel, he's staring wide-eyed at something off-screen. Whatever it is, it's got him shook. Next, we see a hand grasping a knife, trembling with the caption, "Ah, I lost my balance." Now, whether that's a sincere oopsie or part of a wicked plan, who knows, but it's definitely not looking good for our silver-haired friend. Enter the guy with the knife, looking all sorts of intense. His eyes are narrowed, and his expression screams, "I'm not here for a friendly chat." The knife-wielding bloke, with a sinister smirk, bids farewell to our silver-haired protagonist with a chilling goodbye, brat. Clearly, he's not planning to exchange pleasantries. As the knife descends towards the white-haired character, tension fills the air. The scene is charged with danger, and our guy's reflexes are about to be tested. Amidst the chaos, the white-haired character is seen with a blurred face, suggesting a pivotal moment of either realization or transformation. As in a defensive stance, ready to react, a mysterious white object enters the scene, its purpose and origin unclear. Is it a weapon, a shield, or something else entirely? The plot thickens. The knife is shown descending swiftly, dangerously close to the white-haired character. It's a nail-biting moment as we wonder how he will evade this attack. Close up on the white-haired character's eye, wide with determination. It's clear this is a moment of decision, a turning point in the confrontation. A sound effect, tack, suggests something has happened, possibly a deflection or a missed strike. The suspense is palpable. The scene shifts, showing a flock of birds taking flight amidst the tension. It's a dramatic moment, symbolizing the chaos and urgency of the situation. The scene transitions to a cityscape, emphasizing the vastness and anonymity of the world where this personal struggle unfolds. Back to our silver-haired protagonist, now with blood on his face. Despite the grim situation, there's a fire in his eyes, suggesting he's far from defeated. The ground is shown, with a blood splatter, and the white-haired character standing resolute. Whatever happened, he's still standing, and the fight is far from over. The final image shows the white-haired character and the knife-wielder facing off, both scarred by the encounter. It's clear this battle is a personal one, full of stakes and unresolved tension. The scene opens with an ominous silence, the air thick with tension as a shadowy figure stands over a motionless body on the cracked floor. The eerie silence is only broken by the sound of heavy breathing. A man with striking silver hair stands in the spotlight, his figure casting a long shadow over the fallen body. The cracks on the walls tell tales of past battles. The camera pans down, revealing a pair of well-polished shoes and a figure in a blue uniform, hinting at a recent confrontation. Suddenly, a voice cuts through the tension like a knife. "That was dangerous, Ray." The words hang in the air, adding weight to the already charged atmosphere. A smirk stretches across Ray's face, his eyes hidden beneath a fringe of dark hair. He's holding a smoking gun, clearly unfazed by the danger he's just been in. The grip of a gun is seen in close-up, gloved fingers wrapped around it with familiarity and ease, suggesting a seasoned hand at work. Ray lights a cigarette, a casual act that seems at odds with the tension of the moment. The flick of a lighter sparks a small flame in the dim room. His expression is unreadable as he lowers the lighter, smoke curling around his face, making him look every bit the cool, collected figure in a crime drama. Ray stands confidently, adjusting his gloves with an air of nonchalance, as if danger is just a part of his morning routine. Another character, with an inquisitive look, peeks into the scene, questioning, "What's with this mess so early in the morning?" adding a dash of humor to the tense scenario. Ray stands tall, cigarette still dangling from his lips, the picture of calm amidst chaos. His role as a leader is evident in his composed demeanor. The spotlight shifts to, whoa, Ray's been in a tight spot, it seems. Someone's telling him it was dangerous, and it looks like they're not wrong. As the dust settles, someone with a cool demeanor approaches. This person means business, hands casually in pockets. With a casual air, this new guy asks if someone called for Ray. Looks like they're here for a chat, or maybe something more. Ray, looking a bit surprised, hears that he's not usually up at this hour. Interesting, a night owl maybe? Ray keeps it simple with a yep, but the conversation takes a turn. This guy has heard about Hector's crew lurking around. Meet Niles, boss of the 17th Street. With a style that's all business, he's here to find out what's up. Niles notices something about Ray's recent activities. Did Ray swipe something from Hector? Bold move, Ray. Ray, with a sly grin, clutches some cans. Looks like a cheeky move has been made. Niles chuckles, calling Ray bold. But hey, not all boldness is a compliment, right? Ray's not fazed, thanking Niles anyway. But Niles is quick to clarify, it wasn't a compliment. Ray admits it was tricky, dealing with Niles is no easy feat. But hey, he's managed somehow. Ray's thoughts reveal that handling folks like Niles isn't a walk in the park. Niles has a reputation, it seems. Niles, with a puff of smoke, stands as a reminder that there are emotions, huh? In this world, some folks are so bland they never really fill up their emotional tanks. It's like driving a car on empty, man. So we've got these two dudes chatting it out. The white-haired guy warns his pal that if he keeps messing with the wrong crowd, he's gonna end up 6 feet under. But the other dude's like, "Bro, if I don't do this, we're gonna starve." He drops the mic with a word. "Thanks for saving me earlier, by the way." Our dark-haired friend pops up, looking all mysterious with a cigarette. He's like, "I only fished you out because I thought you were supplies, not because I wanted to help." White-haired dude shrugs it off. "Well, I owe you my life, so there's that." They're standing there, facing off like it's the final showdown of a spaghetti western. But wait, the white-haired guy's like, "Chill, bro, you've already paid me back." Then, flashback time. Cue the dramatic music. A year ago, our white-haired hero drags Niles out of the river, and it turns out Niles was a big-shot executive who got backstabbed. And he wasn't lying about that, folks. You can trust a guy when he's soaking wet and not making it up. As payback, Niles teaches our dude how to throw a punch. Those lessons were structured like a PowerPoint presentation. They walk off into the sunset, or maybe just to another training session, who knows. Back to the present, and white-haired dudes like Niles about what you told me before. Picture this. A lone shoe snuffs out a cigarette, and a voice breaks the silence with a casual, what? Talk about dramatic intros. There's some chatter about joining an organization. It feels like a big decision is in the air. The scene shifts to a face-off between two figures. Our silver-haired hero seems to be in deep thought while talking to a guy named Niles. Our protagonist makes a bold declaration. "He'll join yours, Niles." The plot thickens. In a pensive moment, our hero reflects. "If I join his organization, the kids will be safe." Sounds like there's more at stake here. A close-up reveals intense eyes, maybe Niles, as the weight of the conversation hangs in the air. There is a moment of silence, then footsteps echo as if someone is moving with purpose. Our silver-haired hero and Niles are caught in a moment. Niles seems to be gearing up for something. Niles calls out Ray. "Oh, looks like we're getting names now. But wait, he mentions magic." Our hero, Ray, looks a bit taken aback by the mention of magic. What kind of twist is this? With a hint of surprise, Ray questions, "You know about magic?" Looks like this conversation just got a lot more interesting. Bingo! Our black-haired mystery man is having a serious aha moment, realizing that the magical fire trick wasn't just a figment of his imagination. Our scene zooms out to reveal a white-haired character in a hoodie, getting all up close and personal with our dark-haired protagonist, trying to figure out what he knows about magic. The conversation gets deep as the black-haired guy drops some mana knowledge, explaining how only a handful of folks can actually use this mystical stuff. Our curious white-haired friend asks about colors, and it turns out seeing mana is not in the magician's guidebook. Suddenly, they're both enveloped in a kaleidoscope of colors, leaving them bewildered by the dazzling display. Amidst the mesmerizing colors, we see the two standing, pondering the magical spectacle. The black-haired character, unimpressed by the white-haired one's memory skills, questions if he's holding back information. Tension rises as the black-haired guy threatens to lay down some fists, but the white-haired one seems unfazed. A swing and a miss. The black-haired guy's attempt to land a punch turns into a playful dodge, showing their camaraderie despite. The scene opens with a mysterious figure, partially obscured, popping the big question. "So, your answer to my request?" Leaning against a wall, we have two figures, one tall with a blurred face, and the other a lad with sharp white hair and a confident hoodie vibe. Without missing a beat, the white-haired fellow hits him with a firm no. The taller one, clearly perplexed, asks, "Why are you rejecting me all of a sudden?" Our mysterious tall guy, now with a lollipop sticking out, stares into the distance, speechless, as the conversation hangs in the air. The story then takes a dramatic shift to a scenic view of sectors lining the Elton River, setting the stage for something bigger. A map view shows the sectors 47, 48, and 49 lining the river, adding more layers to our mysterious setting. Text reveals that traveling up the river could lead to other sectors, perhaps to new opportunities. The narrative hints at the possibility of escaping the slums for a better life. A glimmer of hope? More text follows, expressing that wasting potential would be a shame. The scene zooms in on the white-haired kid, giving us a closer look at his angelic hair. Text suggests that a kid with such abilities shouldn't meet his end here. The question arises, have you ever thought about leaving the 50th sector, sparking curiosity about past conversations? The tall guy, ever the negotiator, offers to find a car to help the white-haired lad leave. With a firm stance, the white-haired figure declines again, saying, "No, you know I take care of kids here. Don't worry about that. I'm thinking of starting an orphanage here." Our mysterious character casually drops the bomb of a plan, catching us all off guard. An orphanage? The white-haired kid echoes in surprise, trying to wrap his head around this unexpected revelation. "Yeah, I'm gonna snatch orphans like you off the street." With a grin, our mysterious friend might be joking, but there's a twinkle of sincerity in his eyes. His colors are so thin. I can't tell if he's telling the truth, but he probably is. The white-haired kid muses, uncertain but reflective on past promises kept. He has always kept his word. The thought lingers, suggesting a history of trust between them. By the way, be careful. Hector seems like he's preparing for war. Our blurred character shifts gears, introducing a looming threat. I saw him receive truckloads of weapons. The tension builds as he reveals Hector's dangerous arsenal. "I know." The white-haired kid responds with a knowing tone, indicating he's not in the dark about Hector's plans. A playful gesture of a finger gun emphasizes the seriousness of using live rounds in any conflict. Using live rounds in any conflict, accompanied by a foreboding scene of a gun firing, the image paints a picture of imminent danger, is a definite declaration of war. The finale strikes with a bang, declaring that the stakes have just gotten much higher. The scene kicks off with a character expressing concern that the people in the stores will suffer if a war is lost. He seems to have some grudging respect for the organization he's talking to, thinking their protection fees were somewhat reasonable. Standing beside him, a young character with a hood and white hair notes that their fees only seem reasonable because there are worse folks out there. The humor is dry, but the point is sharp. The older character insists on not being treated like an old geezer, pointing out he's not even married yet, adding a dash of humor to the serious conversation. The young one, without missing a beat, retorts with a blunt franks. "You are old," leaving the older guy flabbergasted and hilariously offended. Things escalate quickly as the older guy, feeling the sting of the old comment, tries to land a punch on the young one, but the young one nimbly dodges, leaving the older guy swinging at air. The punch misses entirely, and the sound effect hilariously emphasizes this with a big red miss scribbled across the panel. The action freezes for a moment, with a dramatic sky backdrop as if the universe is laughing at the older guy's misfortune. Interrupting the moment, a voice from a nearby car calls out to the older character saying, "Boss, we need to go." It's a reminder that more pressing matters are at hand. The older character, brushing off the failed punch attempt, agrees, saying, "Yeah, let's go." The urgency in his voice is palpable. As they approach the car, there's a warning about an impending war zone, suggesting they find another hideout if possible. Before leaving, the older character tosses something to the young one, saying, "Ah, and take this." The gesture is unexpected and intriguing. The mysterious object flies through the air, leaving the young character wondering what it could be. The young character catches it skillfully, a look of surprise on his face. It's a small bottle with a green cross on it. With a puzzled expression, the young character asks, "This," the mystery deepens. Inside a car, an enigmatic figure gives a peculiar order: "Sanitize your ear." Now that's a new one. The scene shifts as we zoom out from the car, revealing a cityscape under a moody sky, setting the scene for something big. A white-haired character, donning a cloak, stands amidst a desolate landscape, their presence as striking as a rock star's entrance. With a silent pause, our white-haired character seems to be sizing up the situation, their serious demeanor hinting at some deep thoughts. Here comes the introduction to the story, teasing us with the title and setting the stage for Chapter 4. Welcome to the 17th Street near Central Square, a place that could either be a bustling hub or a deserted ghost town. Amidst a swirling atmosphere, the city landscape unfolds, looking like a scene straight out of a Gothic novel. Back on the street, a shout of "Ray" rings out, catching the attention of a young boy and an elderly woman, both looking surprised. The boy, with wide-eyed curiosity, questions the white-haired character about their absence, showing a hint of worry. Excitement fills the air as the young boy eagerly approaches the white-haired character, whose injuries seem to speak volumes. With an aura of astonishment, the white-haired character stands there, their expression a mix of surprise and confusion. The boy exclaims in concern, "Sob, did you fight? Who did this to you?" The scene begins with concern filling the air, as someone with white hair and a mysterious aura inquires about a potential scuffle. "It's nothing. I just fell." The response comes coolly, perhaps an attempt to brush off the worry, while a young lad stands close by, looking a tad anxious. How fascinating. An intriguing remark is made, suggesting there's more to this situation than meets the eye. What must have hurt? A young character, tears streaming down, holds something magical that glows with the colors of the rainbow. It's a moment filled with raw emotion and enchantment. A single person can feel so many emotions at once. The narration echoes the complexity of human emotions, as Ray hands over a can, instructing the young one to head to the tent first. "Tell Pale I'll be there soon." Ray's gentle assurance follows as he pats the young one on the head, sending them off on their way. "Okay, Ray." The young one acknowledges Ray's words, clutching the cans closely, seemingly ready to fulfill the request. With a pitter-patter of footsteps, the young character strides away, leaving Ray standing in the street, cloaked in mystery. "Viola, did you tell Josephine anything?" A new scene, a new question. Ray, still cloaked, converses with another character, Viola, who seems to be pondering something. "Oh, it's Ray. I was telling her about the rainbows." Viola, with an air of mystique, responds about sharing tales of rainbows. The presence of Viola is felt, with her white hair and a demeanor that speaks of wisdom and stories untold. Blind storyteller Viola. The scene closes with the introduction of Viola, a blind. Don't tell the kids about that. They won't get used to the streets if you keep telling them those fantasies. Who's gonna hold fantasies, if not the children? Close-up on the young man's eyes, filled with a mysterious purple glow. What emotion is that? Purple mana. The old woman is surrounded by an aura of purple mana, something only seen with— What, it's you, Ray? Ron was talking about how he was going to take care of deliveries now. Did he? Ron won't be here anytime soon. Both his legs are broken. Aren't you going to evacuate too? You won't receive any customers if a war starts here. Where would I go if I left my store? And the war, it might not happen. What do you mean? Hector and Niles are talking in there. If things work out, there won't be war. The door creaks open ominously. A trio of blue jumpsuit-wearing folks strolls in with a swagger. Footsteps. In the gritty world of street politics, we meet Hector, the boss of the 18th Street Gang. With a face that tells stories of battles fought and won, he's the kind of guy who demands respect just by walking into a room. Today, he's meeting a young, hooded kid who doesn't seem fazed by Hector's intimidating presence. The conversation takes a twist of irony as Hector notes the boy's courage to work in a place where grown-ups have chickened out. With a pat on the back and a few coins tossed his way, Hector advises the kid to hustle hard to make it in this dog-eat-dog world. As Hector and his crew decide it's time to bounce, they leave the kid behind with some spare change and a farewell. The kid, holding onto the coins tightly, watches them leave, his eyes filled with a mix of hope and determination. The scene opens with an intense vibe as a bald figure moves swiftly, exuding an air of determination. Our focus shifts to a hooded character with mesmerizing silver hair, standing beside a shadowy figure, clearly ready for whatever comes next. A blank panel sets the stage for a pivotal moment. Tension is palpable. The hooded character seems to have been recognized, triggering a cascade of thoughts and emotions. Who could it be? We see a hardened face, eyes locked in a fierce expression, sparking curiosity about their connection. A voice breaks the tension, addressing Humphrey, questioning his actions. What's his plan? Humphrey, donning a blue uniform, declares his intent to leave, hinting at a mission underway. Outside, the stormy skies mirror the swirling emotions as a vehicle departs, leaving a bystander in its wake. The silver-haired character reflects on the encounter, realizing their old wound was recognized, adding depth to the mystery. Finally, the character ponders why the encounter ended in silence, leaving questions hanging in the air. Inside a dim room with wooden floors and scattered bottles, someone urgently calls out, "Niles!" What happened? As they dart through the space, clearly in a hurry. The tension in the room is palpable. Standing in the room, we spot a lone figure with striking white hair who seems to be waiting, possibly for answers or instructions. The room is eerily quiet, filled with suspense. A close-up reveals a character with a cigarette in their mouth, sporting a noticeable scar on their cheek. Their expression is unreadable, but there's a sense of resolve in their eyes. One of the characters, whose face is obscured, seems to be in shock or disbelief as they look upwards, possibly towards the one who brought the bad news. Now we see the white-haired character again. Their expression is one of calmness, almost as if they expected the outcome. Their eyes are keen, observing everything. The man with the cigarette, now fully visible, states with a hint of disdain, "The negotiation failed." His posture is relaxed, yet his words carry the weight of the situation. A shot of the man's legs as he sits, looking contemplative. His posture suggests he is pondering the next move or dealing with the gravity of the failed negotiation. The focus shifts to the floor, showing nothing but the wooden panels. The silence hangs heavy in the air, signaling the calm before the storm. There is a blur, signaling a moment of tension, possibly a conflict of emotions or a shift in the atmosphere, as the characters brace for what's to come. The ominous declaration, "There will be war," is made, setting the tone for the impending chaos. It's a turning point, marking the start of a larger conflict. A title page announces the story, marking the end of the first chapter with an air of mystery and anticipation for what's to come. There will be war. These words hang in the air like a storm cloud, setting the stage for an epic showdown. Dark times are coming, folks. The mysterious figure with black hair and a cigarette just chilling there, letting the smoke curl up. Who's this cool cat? He's got something on his mind, that's for sure. A character with blurred features seems caught off guard, reacting to the unfolding events. Really, Niles? He stammers, trying to process the gravity of the situation. Niles, our black-haired, cigarette-wielding enigma, is not having it. He can't stomach the idea of their organization being absorbed, declaring it the worst possible outcome. While Niles laments the situation, he mentions he won't be able to open the store for a while. Business is taking a hit, folks. Ray, the young man with striking white hair, is advised to stay put in his hideout. But we all know that's not going to happen, right? Ray's got plans. Despite the advice, Ray steps out into the world. He knows he won't be able to roam freely if war breaks out, and he's got to stock up on supplies before it's too late. Ray's deep in thought, realizing he needs to gather as much food as possible. This kid's got survival instincts on point. With a determined look, Ray ponders his next move. The scene opens with a hooded figure meandering through a shadowy alleyway, lost in thought. Suddenly, a sleek and mysterious car zooms past, catching the figure's attention. The car races down the cobblestone street, headlights piercing through the dimness, leaving a trail of intrigue. Inside the speeding car, the driver remains an enigma, their face blurred and identity shrouded in mystery. A thought bubbles up, Humphrey, suggesting that the driver might be someone significant, or at least known. The hooded figure, still processing the encounter, muses about the rarity of such a car in Sector 50, raising suspicion. With curiosity piqued, the figure concludes that this situation demands investigation. Location change. We're now at the entrance to the Hector Group on 18th Street, setting the stage for potential drama. Our hooded protagonist is seen spying on two men interacting with the mysterious car, their presence concealed by the shrubbery. The car stands parked, flanked by two men in uniform, adding an air of tension to the scene. Questions hang in the air. Who is that? As one of the men acknowledges their weight, hinting at The scene opens with a hooded figure standing amidst the shadows of the forest. The air is thick with suspense as he contemplates the threat of a dangerous man. Thoughts race as the figure realizes the need to warn Niles about the impending danger. Meanwhile, in a separate location, a team is seen handling supplies with urgency, and a question about the missing supplies hangs in the air. The focus shifts to 17th Street, home of the Niles Group, as a familiar face, Ray, makes an unexpected entrance. The group is taken aback by Ray's sudden appearance, and they can't help but wonder how he got in. Ray casually mentions that the gate was open. Ray, undeterred by the commotion, is on a mission to find Niles, but he learns that Niles has gone out to prepare for a looming war. The tension escalates as Ray is urged to leave quickly. Under the shadowy veil of a hood, an enigmatic figure whispers, "Then relay this to Niles." Who is Niles, you ask? Well, we're about to find out as secrets unfold. As the plot thickens, our mysterious messenger internally frets. I can't tell him about the mana. Oh, the drama. Meanwhile, blue wisps of energy dance around a figure whose face is hidden. The message is clear. Tell him to be wary of the man with a monocle. Sounds like someone you'd want to keep an eye on. The scene shifts to ominous blue flames surrounding an unknown character. It's getting intense, folks. With a signature scrawl, the atmosphere remains electric, hinting at the gravity of the situation. As rain pours down, the scene is set for something big. What could be waiting around the corner in this dark and stormy night? In the dim light, a group huddles together, their expressions a mix of fear and hope. Someone solemnly states, "The war can't drag on." Back in the shadows, two figures discuss the war's end. "Still, don't you think it'll end in a week?" one asks, their voices filled with anticipation. Sitting side by side, they ponder the outcome. "Ray, who do you think will win?" A question that echoes the uncertainty of war. With a contemplative look, Ray replies, "I don't know. The two groups are pretty equally matched." Yet, a silent thought reveals a deeper concern. But Niles has to win for the sake of the children's safety. The stakes are high, and the pressure is on. In the shadowy corners of this world, money changes hands, sealing the fate of many. The ominous text looms. If Hector wins this war, something significant will transpire. A group of somber street children huddle together, their future hanging by a thread. It seems their fate as slaves hinges on the outcome of this mysterious war. The scene shifts to an unsettling void, as if the world itself is holding its breath in anticipation of what is to come. An eerie sense of emptiness fills the frame, building suspense and tension for what's next. Peering through the darkness, a young boy anxiously declares, "The war must begun." His face is tense with worry, the weight of the situation pressing down on him. Amidst the murky shadows, two figures are seen furiously shooting their weapons. The tension is palpable as their bullets fly through the air. Despite their efforts, the gunfire seems futile against their target. The scene is chaotic, with explosions lighting up the darkness. As the dust settles, the figures are met with a menacing sight. A golem with ominous glowing eyes looms over them. Its presence alone is enough to send shivers down anyone's spine. Panic sets in as one figure exclaims in disbelief, realizing their attacks haven't even scratched the surface of this beast. The realization dawns on them that this golem is not just any ordinary foe. A sudden burst of energy radiates from the golem, creating a whirlwind of blue energy. The golem's power is unleashed, sending a massive surge of energy towards the figures. The energy wave is blinding as it crashes down with immense force. The sheer impact of the wave is enough to send shockwaves through the air. With a powerful scream, the force of the attack sends the figures hurtling through the air. One figure crashes to the ground, visibly shaken. The rain is pouring down, and we see a man with a face full of shock and disbelief. Has drenched and clearly distressed, sweat mingling with rain on his forehead. His eyes are wide, with a mix of fear and confusion, as he breathes heavily, trying to comprehend the situation. The man stammers out, "What the hell is this?" as he tries to make sense of the monumental figure standing before him. The rain continues to fall, adding to the tension in the air. Standing tall and ominous, the mysterious figure looms over, its eyes glowing with an unsettling blue light. It's like something straight out of a nightmare. The tension rises as the man seems to be at a loss for words. The atmosphere is electric, and the only sound is the relentless patter of rain. Our man is on the ground now, staring up at this giant with eyes filled with uncertainty and fear. The word that escapes his mouth is simply, "Shit." Clearly, he's in a tough spot here. A strange red glow begins to emerge, casting an eerie light on the scene. It's as if the air itself is charged with some supernatural energy. A silhouette appears, blood splattering dramatically against a red background. Things are getting intense, folks. The silhouette continues to be engulfed in the vivid red glow, the scene becoming more chaotic and intense. The scene shifts, showing the aftermath of the encounter. Blood is splattered on the ground, indicating that something big just went down. A figure under an umbrella observes the scene, contemplating the situation. He muses, clearly intrigued by the mysterious events. A closer look at the figure under the umbrella reveals a sharp-dressed individual with a cane. He comments, "It smells like the sewers," adding to the eerie vibe. The towering figure is shown again, now stained with blood. It's still and silent, like a statue that has just awakened. The man with the cane, observing this creation, remarks, "That's right, my creation." There's more to this story, folks, and it seems like he's the mastermind behind this. The rain's pouring down heavily in this dimly lit alleyway, setting the mood for some shady business. We've got a blurred face character looking all serious with a hoodie sidekick in tow. There's a splash of red on the walls above them. Yeah, that's blood. Mr. Blurryface is giving orders to clean up the mess, so it's clear something's gone down here. Then, the sound of something eerie starts creeping in, and it's getting louder by the second. Our characters are on edge. Someone's shouting for Ray, wondering where he's headed off to. Now, we've got a guy grabbing onto Ray, saying things are different from the usual gig. He's got this look like he's seen a ghost, but honestly, who wouldn't with all this suspense? Has practically begging to tag along, saying, "Let me go with you if you're leaving." You can feel the desperation and the need to stick together in this dark situation. Ray, being all responsible, is like, "No, pal, you wait here," before the scene cuts to a more tender moment. Another kiddo, rubbing his eyes, is wondering why everyone's still up. It's late after all. And trust me, This ain't no slumber party. Ray, trying to play it cool, apologizes for waking him up. It's all very Big Brother-like. Ray reassures him, ruffling his hair, telling him they'll be back inside soon. It's sweet, but you can tell there's more. In a dim, shadowy alley, our story unfolds with two figures standing side by side. One of them, with an expression as pale as a ghost, is Ray. He's got that I'm too cool for this vibe going on. Ray, with determination in his eyes, resolves to stay with the kids. His voice carries a hint of responsibility, echoing through the cold air. The hooded figure, with an aura of mystery, emphasizes the importance of not leaving the kids alone. You can almost feel the weight of their mission pressing down. But wait, there's a but hanging in the air, leaving us in suspense. What's next on their to-do list? Ray, ever the responsible one, cautions his mysterious friend to not go too far and to come back once he figures out what's up. Ray places a reassuring hand on his companion's shoulder, sealing their pact with this silent gesture. His companion agrees to return soon, promising a swift comeback. You can almost hear the clock ticking in the background. The scene fades to black, leaving us with a sense of impending action, like boots squelch through muddy debris, suggesting a recent battle and a current tense atmosphere. A rugged man with red hair faces a cloaked figure, implying a confrontation or discussion amidst the chaos. The cloaked figure, their back turned, appears resolute as they survey the devastation. Amidst the destruction, a voice asks, "Just what happened here?" hinting at confusion and concern. A close-up reveals silver hair under the hood as the figure calls out for Ray, introducing a personal element. The figure seeking answers asks if Ray is okay, emphasizing a sense of urgency. A battered man, face blurred, explains that a golem was used against them, heightening the stakes. The narrative reveals that a man with a monocle controlled the golem, adding intrigue to the plot. An aerial view of the battlefield shows fallen figures, emphasizing the scale of the conflict. The man admits they weren't enough to face the foes, expressing regret and urgency. He urges Ray to run away, indicating the perilous situation and his concern for Ray's safety. A close-up of the man's hand reveals his struggle and determination in the face of adversity. A sound effect cuts through the tension. The scene opens with two characters, both worn out and bloodied, locked in an intense embrace. Their heavy breaths echo the struggle they've just endured. As the narrative progresses, we see one of them lying on the ground, clearly knocked out. The atmosphere is tense, like something major just went down. A mysterious red symbol appears, adding an eerie vibe to the setting, as if foreshadowing more drama to come. Amidst the chaos, we see one of the characters holding the other tightly, as if trying to protect them from the world. Suddenly, a strange figure with glowing blue eyes appears, bringing a whole new level of mystery to the scene. The atmosphere shifts dramatically with the arrival of this glowing figure, its power evident in the swirling blue energy around it. The scene grows even more intense as the mysterious figure speaks, the name Ray echoing in the air, suggesting a deeper connection. In a burst of blue energy, the figure unleashes a power that lights up the scene, leaving everyone speechless. The atmosphere crackles with energy and emotion, and the tension is palpable. One character is clearly overwhelmed, tears streaming down his face in a mix of relief and sorrow. The scene concludes with a chilling message: "Don't come back here."